Out of Darkness, Light Emerges by Pascal Boutet. How My Blindness with VA Response is the best thing that happened to me during the past 10 years. I could never have imagined what blessings a severe handicap could bring. My blindness was gradual until, in 2010, it was pronounced legal. I discovered a year later that I qualified for VA residential blind rehabilitation training, so I arrived at what is now known as the Central Blind Rehabilitation Center at Hines in 2012 for my first of 4 training sessions. After a month of training on the computer, enabled by much empathy and professionalism, I was sent home with a new computer, a larger screen monitor, and a printer. I was overwhelmed by gratitude as all of it was packed up in front of me. I came home to Lexington, Kentucky, where my ever-loving wife had set up a corner in the dining room so I would not need to go up and down the stairs to where my own computer desk had been. I now had newly acquired word processing skills and equipment to go along with the writing and journaling skills I had used in submissions to popular and professional publications throughout my life. What else was I to do now but write about this awesome life I had had? That life began with a troubled childhood consisting of problems with authority and running away from home 3 times by age 12. There were 5 car accidents, setbacks brought on by my own stupidity, boxing championships and other sports competition, and enlistment in the U.S. Army at the start of the Cold War. My Army career began on Guam as an athletic director in special services. Distance running had been my therapy since age 15, when my parents' marriage became conflicted and I could hear everything with my bedroom next to theirs. Beginning with daily meditation on Guam, I was pursued by the Hound of Heaven to follow Christ completely until I surrendered to a life of poverty, obedience, and chastity in a Benedictine monastery that conducted a college prep school. Yes, as I faced my life after Hines, I also looked back at a life filled with risk-taking, a life filled with pushing the envelope in terms of actions I could get away with, a life of serendipity, and a life of amazing grace. Again, what else was I to do but write, and with my own life as the frame of reference for such writing? At about that time, I heard of a famous writer who began his writing day at 4 a.m. and wrote until noon. Trained as a monk for 16 years, I thought, I can do that. So, for 20 months, I did that, enabling my first book since Hines, a 30-chapter memoir for my veteran community with a lesson in resilience in each chapter. Since I have always been a passionate dream catcher, writing for my veteran community soon became my passion and my ministry. Self-publishing has been my venue, and while it places all the formatting burden on the author, it is much more efficient than dealing with an agent and a publisher. Therefore, I have learned to format both print and ebook versions. I do not know how many books I have at Amazon, Apple, or Barnes & Noble. I do not keep count. Each is another special flower offered to the universe. It is my positive addiction, and I have some favorites in this order. Resilience of a Dream Catcher, Blind Veterans Coping with Loss, Celtic Grace Thin Places, Living with Gratitude, Secrets of Intimacy, Laughing at My Perfectionism, and The Art of Dealing Positively with Negative Feelings. When people ask how I am able to write some 30 books, I reply that it is a secret tied to grace and my guardian angel. However, it is my blindness and Hines which have blessed me. I live daily with Awesome, which is now the title of my next book, since I have been inspired by the awesome journeys of so many friends and veterans. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. In addition, I could do none of this without the loving support of my wife of some 53 years. Who can guess what happens when a setback is gracefully embraced? There might be an angel or angels of many kinds involved. One small piece of my childhood Catholic faith that I have preserved is a belief in angels and guardian angels, as the above narrative suggests. O, angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here, ever this day be at my side, to light, to guard, to rule, and to guide.